So then guys, today I want to talk about the best dock I've ever used with a MacBook. And let me tell you the good reasons why. Even though Apple reintroduced loads more ports onto the MacBook, as you can see right here, just like this M2 Max MacBook Pro 14-inch I have here, one of the downsides about it is that it's only got a couple of USB-C ports here, a HDMI port here, one of it USB-C, and that I can connect up to 4 monitors on this, but I'd be using up all the ports. And this is where this dock here comes really handy. This here is the iVANKY FusionDock Max 1. And as you can see here, I've had the chance to play around with it in the last week or so, and I am super impressed with it. Not only does this dock have dual Thunderbolt 4 chips in it, and it's one of the first docks out there that can fully support a quad monitor setup with just using this dock, and then you can just connect it straight back to your MacBook Pro. As you can see here, it fits perfectly underneath my dual Mac Studio displays that I have here. I've only got a dual setup and that's good enough for me, but then at the same time too, I've got it plugged in with the cable that iVANKY gave me, which was like a dual cable, and that can give me 96 watts of power to power my MacBook and also at the same time drive the dock and then also drive all the monitors and also all my accessories and bits and pieces like that. But you're probably wondering, well, what ports does this actual dock have? Well, let me tell you about all the ports, and first of all, we're going to talk about the rear of this dock. So let's go over them. So, as we can see here, we have 3 times USB 3.2 ports. By the way, they are Gen 2. There's also 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, up to 4K and 60 Hz, 2 USB ports that are USB 4, so we can get 40 gigabytes out of these, and I can also charge up to 15 watts on these ports too. These ports can also drive monitors up to a 6K resolution, just like you saw there with my Mac Studio displays, what are 5Ks. And to top it out, there's also an optical audio output 3.5 jack, and then there's a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port too. And like I said already guys, it has dual Thunderbolt 4 chips inside, so there's 2 of them in here to drive that amount of monitors. And like I said, this is just the back of this God dock. I'm going to call it the God dock because it's absolutely amazing. Let's now talk about the front then, and let's talk about what ports we have here. We have here another 2 times USB-A 3.2 ports and another 2 times USB ports that are USB 3.2 speeds up to 10 gigabits, but one of them here is also a PD port that can power up some of your accessories or charging bits and pieces like your phone up to 30 watts. Then we have another pair of USB-C ports here, well again a Thunderbolt 4 or USB 4 that again can drive a 6K monitor. Then finally we also have a UHS 2 SD card slot and a micro SD card slot. And then finally we get a 3.5 jack again for a microphone or headset. And it's amazing that all those ports just sit here in my hand in just a small box like this. And like I said, it completely expands out your MacBook Pro just by using 2 of the USB-C ports on the side, the Thunderbolt ports on the side of your MacBook, and it expands it to give you all those ports that I've just talked about. Now, one thing I'd also say here is that even though I do have my MacBook Pro, what has an M2 Max inside of it, can drive 4 monitors, I've only got 2 connected up here. But you need to be aware that say if you own yourself an M1, M2, or M3 MacBook Air like I've got here, or MacBook Pro with just an M1 chipset inside of it, this dock can only drive 1 monitor at a time unless you have an M3 MacBook Pro or an M3 MacBook Air and the lid is closed and essentially you're using it a bit like a Mac Mini, but you'd use it like this for this dock. Then you can also drive 2 monitors with that, but that's only with the M3. But obviously if you have say any of the Pro series, so M1 Pro all the way up to M3 Pro, you can drive dual monitors. And then obviously if you do have say the M1 Max or the M3 Max or M2 Max and also those Ultra chips, you can drive 4 monitors, for example. It's absolutely amazing what you can do with this dock right here. But going back to this dock and looking at the design, it is very slick and modern. During my last week or so where I've been using this dock, I've noticed no overheating or any issues like that or any disconnection cutouts. and I found it super handy to have all the right ports on the rear of the dock and also all the ports that I need to access daily on the front of this port, which is really awesome. I also love the idea that all I need to do is unplug this dual cable that was provided to switch everything from one Mac to another. And one last thing as well, if I did ever want to get, say, a quad monitor setup, well, this dock has sort of future-proofed me for that I will be able to do that if I ever wanted to. So in conclusion, I absolutely love this iVANKY FusionDock Max 1. So if you are a creator, this is definitely the best dock you can get right now, especially with all the ports, plugging in your hard drives and everything like that. One other thing just to quickly mention as well, this is only available and only works with Apple Silicon, so if you have an Intel MacBook, it won't work. But on that note as well, guys, what do you think of this brand new dock? I'd love to know your thoughts too. And also, if you want to check out more details about it, make sure you check out all the information what's in the description down below of this video. And with that, guys, it's time to wrap this video up. So I hope you've enjoyed watching it, so make sure you press the like button if that is the case. And if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews, comparisons, and also information about the latest sort of Apple sort of accessories that you can get right now, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also hit that notification bell too. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.